Coin mechanisms. These are the oldest and most familiar payment systems found in vending machines. A coin mechanism works by identifying inserted coins through a combination of size, weight, and electromagnetic signature. When you drop a coin into the slot, it rolls past a series of sensors that measure its physical and metallic properties in fractions of a second. If the coin matches the stored profile of an accepted denomination, it is routed into the cash box. If it does not match, it falls into the return tray. Early coin mechanisms were purely mechanical, using gravity and shaped channels to sort coins. Modern versions are electronic and can be recalibrated to accept different currencies. Despite being decades old in concept, coin mechanisms remain in widespread use around the world, especially in markets where cash transactions are still dominant. Bill validators, sometimes called bill acceptors. These devices allow vending machines to accept paper currency. A bill is pulled into the unit by a small motorized belt, where optical sensors scan the printed patterns, infrared signatures, and magnetic ink properties of the note. The validator compares this data against a library of known bill profiles to determine whether the note is genuine and what denomination it represents. Early bill validators were notoriously unreliable and would reject perfectly good bills if they were wrinkled or slightly torn. Over the years, the technology has improved significantly, and modern validators can read bills inserted in any orientation. They also carry counterfeit detection features that have become increasingly sophisticated as currency fraud has evolved.
Token systems. Rather than accepting standard currency, some vending machines are designed to work exclusively with proprietary tokens. These tokens are usually metal or plastic discs purchased in advance from a central location, like a front desk or a token dispenser. The vending machine recognizes the token the same way a coin mechanism identifies a coin, through size, shape, and sometimes embedded magnetic elements. Token systems were once common in arcades, laundromats, and closed environments like military bases or corporate campuses. The main advantage is control. The organization issuing the tokens can set their own pricing independent of actual currency denominations, and the tokens cannot be used outside the system. Their popularity has declined as cashless options have expanded, but they still exist in certain niche settings. Magnetic stripe card readers. These readers brought vending machines into the world of electronic payments. A magnetic stripe card reader works by detecting the data stored on the dark stripe running along the back of a credit or debit card. When the card is swiped through the reader, a magnetic head picks up the encoded information, which includes the card number and expiration date. The machine then communicates with a payment processor to authorize the transaction. Magnetic stripe readers began appearing on vending machines in the early 2000s, mostly in airports and office buildings where customers expected the convenience of card payments. One limitation is that magnetic stripe data is relatively easy to clone, which has made these readers less secure compared to newer alternatives. Many machines that still have swipe readers now use them as a backup rather than a primary method. Chip card readers. Also known as EMV readers, these systems process payments from cards embedded with a small metallic chip. Instead of swiping, the card is inserted into a slot where the chip makes contact with the reader. The chip generates a unique transaction code each time it is used, which makes it far more secure than a magnetic stripe. EMV stands for Europay, MasterCard, and Visa, the three companies that originally developed the standard. Chip card readers became common in point-of-sale terminals at retail stores before making their way to vending machines. The transition was gradual because upgrading vending hardware is expensive and many operators were slow to adopt the technology. Today, most new vending machines sold in North America and Europe come with chip-capable readers as standard equipment. Contactless card payments. This system allows a customer to pay by simply tapping or holding their card near a reader, rather than inserting or swiping it. The technology behind it is called Near-Field Communication, or NFC, which enables two devices to exchange data when they are within a few centimeters of each other. The card contains a tiny antenna and chip that transmit payment information wirelessly to the reader. Transactions are encrypted and tokenized, meaning the actual card number is never shared during the exchange. Contactless payments are fast, often completing in under 2 seconds, which makes them especially well-suited for vending machines where speed matters. The technology gained massive traction during the pandemic years when people became more conscious about touching shared surfaces. Mobile wallet payments. These use the same NFC technology as contactless cards, but are initiated through a smartphone or smartwatch instead. Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay are the most widely recognized examples. The user stores their card information in a digital wallet app, and when they hold their device near the vending machine reader, the payment is transmitted wirelessly. Authentication is handled on the device itself through a fingerprint, facial recognition, or a passcode. From the vending machine's perspective, a mobile wallet transaction looks almost identical to a contactless card transaction, so the same reader hardware can handle both. Mobile wallets have become especially popular among younger consumers who may not carry a physical wallet at all. For vending operators, accepting mobile payments has become less of a competitive advantage and more of a basic expectation. QR code payments. Instead of tapping or swiping, QR code payment systems require the customer to scan a code displayed on the vending machine screen using their smartphone camera. The code directs the phone to a payment page or app where the transaction is completed digitally. This approach is enormously popular in parts of Asia, particularly in China, where platforms like Alipay and WeChat Pay have built entire ecosystems around QR-based transactions. The advantage for vending operators is that QR payments do not require expensive NFC hardware on the machine itself. A simple printed or digital code is enough to initiate the process. The trade-off is that the transaction takes a few more steps from the customer's side, and it requires an active internet connection on the phone. In markets where QR payments are the cultural norm, this is barely noticed, but in regions accustomed to tap-and-go convenience, adoption has been slower. Prepaid vending cards. These are dedicated stored value cards issued specifically for use with a particular vending system. The customer loads money onto the card at a kiosk or online portal, and the balance decreases with each purchase. The card communicates with the vending machine through a magnetic stripe, a chip, or an RFID antenna, depending on the system. Prepaid vending cards are common in schools, hospitals, and office buildings where the same group of people uses the machines regularly. They offer operators a way to build customer loyalty and reduce cash handling. Some systems even allow automatic reloading when the balance drops below a set threshold. The closed-loop nature of these cards means they hold no value outside the vending network, which simplifies the financial management for the operator. RFID systems. Radio frequency identification uses small tags or fobs that communicate wirelessly with a reader embedded in the vending machine. Unlike NFC, which only works at very short range, RFID can operate at slightly longer distances, depending on the frequency used, though most vending applications keep the range short for security reasons. The tag contains a unique identifier linked to an account or stored balance. When the tag is waved near the reader, the machine recognizes the account and deducts the cost of the item. RFID-based payment has been used in corporate environments where employees wear ID badges that double as payment devices. It has also found a home in leisure settings like theme parks and resorts where guests wear RFID-enabled wristbands that function as both room keys and payment tools. Fingerprint biometric payments. Some vending machines now use fingerprint scanners to identify and charge a customer without any card or phone involved. The user registers their fingerprint along with their payment information in advance, and from that point on, a simple touch on the scanner is all that is needed to complete a purchase. The fingerprint data is converted into a mathematical template that cannot be reverse engineered back into an actual fingerprint image, which addresses some privacy concerns. This type of system is still relatively rare in vending and tends to appear in controlled environments like corporate offices or university campuses where users are pre-enrolled. The appeal is pure convenience, since there's nothing to carry, nothing to forget, and nothing to lose. The challenge lies in the upfront enrollment process and the higher cost of biometric hardware compared to a standard card reader. Facial recognition payments. Taking biometric payment a step further, some vending machines can identify a customer by their face. A camera captures the buyer's facial features and matches them against a stored profile linked to a payment account. The entire transaction happens without the customer touching anything or pulling out any device. This technology has seen the most real-world deployment in China and Japan, where several vending operators have piloted facial recognition payment in high-traffic locations. Accuracy has improved significantly with advances in machine learning, but concerns around data privacy and surveillance have slowed adoption in other parts of the world. For the technology to work reliably, the machine needs good lighting conditions and a reasonably positioned camera, which adds to installation complexity. Cryptocurrency payments. A small but growing number of vending machines accept payment in digital currencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum. The process typically requires scanning a QR code on the machine with a cryptocurrency wallet app, which then sends the specified amount of digital currency to the operator's wallet address. The transaction is verified on the blockchain, and once confirmed, the machine dispenses the product. Because blockchain confirmations can take time, some systems use off-chain or Layer 2 solutions to speed things up. Cryptocurrency-enabled vending machines are still a novelty in most markets and are often found at technology conferences or in neighborhoods with a strong crypto enthusiast community. The volatility of cryptocurrency prices creates a practical challenge for operators who need stable revenue, so most convert incoming crypto to fiat currency almost immediately. Telemetry-based cashless modules. These are aftermarket devices that can be added to older vending machines to give them cashless payment capability. A telemetry module typically plugs into the machine's existing communication bus, the internal protocol that the machine uses to talk to its coin and bill acceptors, and acts as a bridge between the machine and an external payment network. The module includes a cellular or Wi-Fi connection that allows it to process card, mobile, and sometimes QR code payments in real time. It also sends sales and inventory data back to the operator remotely, which is where the term telemetry comes in. These modules have been transformative for the vending industry because they allow operators to modernize their existing fleet without replacing entire machines. Companies like Nayax, Cantaloupe, and PayRange have built their businesses around providing these retrofit solutions. App-based payments. Some vending operators have developed their own branded smartphone apps that customers download and use to pay at their machines. The customer opens the app, selects the nearby machine either through Bluetooth detection or by entering a machine code, chooses their product, and pays through the app. The vending machine receives the authorization and releases the item. This model gives the operator direct control over the customer experience and access to valuable purchasing data.
It also opens the door to features like loyalty rewards, promotional pricing, and digital receipts. The obvious downside is that each operator's app only works with their own machines, so a customer who uses vending machines from different companies might need multiple apps. Despite this friction, app-based payment has carved out a meaningful share of the market, particularly among large vending route operators. Multi-system payment terminals. Rather than choosing one payment method, most modern vending machines now use a single integrated terminal that accepts nearly everything. These terminals combine coin and bill acceptance with chip, swipe, contactless, and mobile wallet capability all in one unit. The terminal is connected to a payment processor that routes each transaction through the appropriate network depending on the method used. For the customer, it means freedom to pay however they prefer. For the operator, it means fewer lost sales due to payment incompatibility. These all-in-one terminals have become the industry standard for new vending machine installations and are increasingly common as retrofits on older machines. The cost of these units has come down steadily over the past several years, making them accessible even to smaller operators who run just a handful of machines.